Welcome back to another episode of Ask the Expert on Buzzworthy Businesses. I'm your host, Greg Kirkham.
And I am John Visser.
Here at Ask the Expert, we talk to community leaders who are out to make a positive impact in their area. We always have some amazing guests joining us on the show. And today, of course, is absolutely no different. Today, we've got Brent Bommes from RCTBuilt. Thank you so much for joining us today, Brent.
Oh, happy to be here. Thank you for having me on.
Brent, tell us a little bit about RCTBuilt and what you guys do.
Absolutely. Well, we do quite a few different things right now, but the whole reason behind RCTBuilt was to try and further the urgency for companies to be adaptive and adopt new technologies. Because I think we're at a point in time where change is coming so fast that you can no longer afford to be a laggard or a late adopter. You have to get with the game. So we produce some tools to make things easier. We work with AI, but what we're trying to do predominantly right now is to talk about digital transformation, what it is, what it means, and get people looking into it, because I think there's a lot of people that fear it or think that they don't want to come across as ill-informed. So part of what we're going to do is education. We're working on our first session right now, which is an introduction to digital transformation. But we're also working with AI assistance and a lot of the systems, because there's this symbiosis between digital ecosystems and natural ecosystems that's really becoming prominent. And you have to almost think digitally in an organic sense, which sounds a bit like an oxymoron, but we're just trying to bring awareness and let builders and real estate professionals know that we're there to help.
Brent, your background, was it always IT, or do you come from a construction background as well?
Well, actually, that's a great question, John. I actually come from sales. And going way back, I don't want to kind of expose my age, but I started in sales. In fact, I'm from Ontario in Canada, and I moved out here to an economy that was already in a bust mode. And my first job was in selling encyclopedias door to door. And now, which interestingly enough, is obsolete. But then I went into retail, and then I got into real estate. And real estate is where I found my passion. So I've been, in real estate sales. Then I started getting into to managerial roles and training roles and running. And actually, at one point, was part owner of a building company. But I saw that there was a need to really expand and bring some new knowledge and some new technology. So that's kind of it in a nutshell.
What are some of the challenges that you see moving forward for the next year?
The biggest challenge I face is resistance to change. In an industry where everything must be tried, tested, and proven, they're not interested in unproven concepts, and it's hard for builders to invest in these concepts. But I mean, that's where it begins. So we're going to start rolling out some tools and doing some case studies to show that AI is not to be feared. In fact, we're not focusing on replacement. We're focusing on augmentation of people's skill sets and leveraging technology to be able to focus on the really important tasks, which in my opinion is learning And you don't have to know everything. There's so much specialized knowledge. And I think people fear that, they're already behind on knowledge of technology, but it begins with baby steps, just understanding how these tools and how the technologies can improve what you do.
And looking into the future, how would you define success?
Well, I think everyone defines success differently. To me, it's infinitely better to fail at something that you love than it is to succeed at something that you're not passionate about. And it doesn't always come easy, but if you don't do what you enjoy doing, you're really just spinning your wheels. You're not going to get any fulfillment. I look at success as a byproduct of being good at what you do. And, monetarily it should come. But sometimes it takes time, and you gotta stick with it. And there's a lot of resistance to telling people some of the new technologies, and this is what's going to change, but the diffusion of innovation itself has changed. So there's a lot to consider.
Couldn't have put it better, Brent. Thank you so much for joining us today. It's always a pleasure. If you want to learn more about Brent and RCTBuilt, visit dailynewsnetwork.com.